This is the pirate ship slash cell story by Canavan, Spencer, and Helen.
Cell story part 1, infection and invasion. There are two proteins, HA and SLAM, that trick the cell into letting it in. HA can bind to the SLAM protein. The SLAM protein on the white blood cell shown here is embedded in some white blood cells. It is a fine-tuning of the immune system's activation, but the measles virus uses it to get into the cell with its HA. Once the HA interacts with the SLAM, signals are sent into the cell to let the virus in. Here are our models interpreting the real-life situation. Here are enlarged models. Here's the cell, the white blood cell with all of the organelles. Here's the virus.
Cell story part 2, disruption and multiplication. Once it is inside, the virus hijacks the cell's machinery so that it can multiply. The RNA goes into the nucleus to make copies of itself, which then gets transported to the ribosomes, which make new viruses. These viruses go back to the nucleus and quote-unquote grow up. The virus's RNA is protected by a capsid, which is covered by the membrane which has HA embedded into it. This allows the new viruses to infect other cells.
Here's the diagram of the multiplication and disruption. Here's the diagram for the multiplication. The DNA is transferred from the virus into the nucleus. The nucleus tells the RNA to make more, but the virus hijacks this by putting its RNA and making the ribosomes make more viruses instead of organelles.
This part is the destruction and spread of the disease. Now that the cell has control of the now that the virus has control over the cell's organelle making machinery, it tricks it into making more copies of the virus. Since the measles virus is a pathogen, and it kills infected cells. It does this by fusing the membrane of the cells to other cells' membranes. This kills the infected cells and all the cells it is now fused to. But the copies of the cell can go and infect other viruses.
Ship story part 1, infection, invasion. One day, a very famous pirate came across a big ship. This big ship was around 35 times the size of the pirate ship. The pirate was so eager to invade the ship, so the pirate climbed from his pirate ship to the big ship, where the entrance door was. The door had a lock on it. Evidently, the pirate used to be a locksmith, so he produced a key that fit perfectly in the lock, which is the HA protein on the virus fitting perfectly into the SLAM receptor on the white blood cell.
Ship story part 2, disruption and multiplication. Once inside the ship, the pirate sneaks into the captain's cabin. He then kills the captain. This is similar to the RNA going into the nucleus and hijacking it. He puts on the captain's clothes and pretends to be the captain. As the captain, he convinces the first mate to become a pirate. The first man then goes around and tells everyone else to become pirates. Then they make little rafts so that they can hijack more ships in the same fashion as the first pirate. The pirate finds the other keys to all the other ships and passes them out so that the new band of pirates can invade other ships. In this picture, the pirate is killing the captain here.
The pirate disguises himself as the captain of the ship. He convinces the crew to become pirates. They destroy the ship by crashing it into another ship. Then they go out on rafts and wait to be picked up by ships who they will destroy and turn the crew into pirates. It's the analogy is the crashing the ship is fusing the cell's membrane, the cell membranes to each other, and convincing the crew to become pirates is the analogy for the virus is reproducing inside the cell.
Here's our bibliography. Here are the sources of helpful images. Here are the sources of useful information. Thank you for watching.